It's Halloween 2025 and live from our podcast studio and headquarters in Lansing, Michigan. This is Digging In. Hello again, everybody. Eric Urbain with you once again for this spooky edition of Digging In. We're coming to you once again from our studio in our Lansing HQ. And as always, we're joined by my producer extraordinaire, Jeff Johnson. Jeff, how you doing, my man?
Doing all right. How are you?
Hey, no,
I'm excited for this.
I am too. It's my favorite time of year. And I say that I have not been to a Halloween party or dressed up in years, but this has just always been my personal favorite time of the year, Halloween time, the spooky season, horror movie fan, all that
Okay.
stuff. So
I got you. I'm a candy fan. So.
Well, I'm perfect. This works out.
Yes.
This works out great. But again, it is Halloween time, and as all of you get your kiddos ready, for a night of candy collecting, we hope the family has a great time and everyone is safe. What do you guys typically do for Halloween? You got a little one?
Yeah, we split. So we'll walk the neighborhood, probably early, and then come home and pass out candy. So that's what we've always done. And then his cousins come over, because our neighborhood, we get maybe 1,000 kids coming through from all over the city. They come to our neighborhood. So
no kidding.
Yeah, it's jumping. So we do our walk, and in our neighborhood, we actually have adult houses. So you trick or treat and every kid's getting his candy, but we have like check-in spots where they have like wine and wine coolers and stuff for adults.
Throwing the little shots of Fireball.
They got it. and little fire pits. Come hang out. Let your kids, go up and down the block. You just stay here. You can see, everybody can see everybody, and there's a couple of those around the neighborhood. So
that's pretty cool. I might come up to your place one of these years. We don't have a lot going on by my place. I kind of live in a more rural area. I don't have kids myself, so we're not getting out. And then where we live, you don't get trick or treaters. If there was a knock on the door at 7:30 on Halloween, I'd be worried that it wasn't a kid. It'd be one of those slasher guys. More like it. But no, again, we hope you're all safe out there. You have a great time. But with all that, let's how about we get into some headlines here?
Let's do that.
All right, gang, this is your Dirt Report for October 2025. Now, as we enter, I guess, what will be the final quarter of the year, we've seen some extraordinary metrics in our notification center throughout the year. Through the end of September, we've processed 1,123,000 plus dig requests.
So we've passed 1 million by September.
2025, as we sit here at the end of the third quarter, is the third busiest year in our 55-year history.
You mean without counting the fourth quarter?
And we have 3 months left to go.
Wow. Well, thank you all for using Miss Dig.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we've seen, over, let's just say about the half dozen years or so, we've seen steady growth, year over year with, it seems like each new year we're breaking the previous year's record volume. And that'll certainly happen this year. In fact, with the exception of February, each month of this year has been an all-time monthly high for ticket volume.
So every month we've broken that month's record.
Yep. And we've broken the all-time monthly ticket volume record 6 times.
Wait, and just this year?
Just this year.
Okay.
We've taken more tickets than we've taken in a single month, and we've done that six times already.
More every time. So like March, we broke it. Then April, we break it.
Yep.
Then May, we break that. And then July, we break that. Then August. Wow.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So there is,
that's.
And if you work in the industry, I don't have to tell you that, right? I mean, there's a lot going on out there, and
a lot of work.
Now, with this high volume, of course, it can come with some frustration, right? Locators are struggling to keep up with the volume, but really, you excavators out there, do-it-yourselfers, keep it up, right? This is great. We know that having an 811 ticket is the easiest way to prevent a utility damage on a site. So, seeing so many people, utilize the system is a good thing, right? It comes with its challenges, but overall, it's a very positive thing to see this type of volume. Now, if I said we've only taken 500,000 calls, that would be concerning because we know work is happening out there.
Yeah. And if you're not using it, we would know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because, you're right. It's a lot of work going on out there.
But keep it up out there, folks, and I'll be very curious to see what we come up with at the end of the year in terms of a final number. I think there is a path to 1.5 million tickets in a year, which, guess what, would be a record.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 1.5 million. How long ago did we hit 1 million for the first time?
2019.
Oh wow! So 6 years ago. Okay.
Yep. And with a little dip in 2020, So
yeah, of course.
Nothing happened that year.
Yeah.
And then it started to kind of build back up, right? New record in 21, then 22, and 20, so on and so
now
forth.
we in 25, breaking monthly records.
Yeah. So
wow.
We're happy that folks are using the system, but again, we can certainly improve on. There are improvements to be made.
Yeah, improvements coming too.
Yeah,
that I do hope we get into.
Yeah, for sure. So, another item of note, the Mystic 811 Board of Directors just recently held their quarterly meeting here in HQ, and a lot of great things coming out of that, for next year and beyond. I guess first, the 2026 budget was approved for the organization. We're happy to announce that awesome. In many cases, we do not anticipate cost increases for our members. Now, I say that, and with the understanding that, and I hope our members understand, if you're listening, your membership invoice to the Mystig system is really based on 2024's transmission count to you as an organization, right? So while we have not increased necessarily, our charges or our invoicing per ticket or anything like that, really what any individual utility provider tied in the Mystig system ultimately pays for an annual membership is based on how many tickets they receive, right? So we can say there are no anticipated increases, but if for whatever reason, you had a large network expansion and now you're receiving more tickets from us as a result, you would likely see
a higher
increase.
Bill. Yeah.
But, by and large, there's been no mechanism to just across the board raise the price of membership. We in the IT space, we will be updating and improving our website going into next year, which is probably long overdue.
Yes.
We're going to continue into stage 2 of our GIS project, which many of you may have not heard about stage 1 yet, but that will change. We'll cover that in a future episode. We're very excited about this, and we will have a launch of our mobile app.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I've been beta testing.
Oh, all right. Well, he's one of the lucky few. But
yeah, it is nice. It is very nice. I can't believe how nice it is, actually.
Well, and it's all homegrown, right?
Yeah, in-house.
Our IT guy and our IT team and our director of IT, Roni, have done wonderful work on that. And it's something that we have known about in terms of the interest in an app for years. We've heard from our stakeholders for years.
That they would like something like that going on.
And we're finally ready to release the product that we think everyone deserves.
Man, it looks good. It functions well. It functions so well. I was just testing one of the, I guess, leave us a message features or I don't know. It was something where you could go to member services and you got to select either feedback or you having a problem with this or, the DPP, whatever, all the stuff. You want to add some AOI maps or whatever. You can do all of that stuff through the app. And so I was just like, hey, I'm testing this. And I got a response instantly from member services. I was like, oh, like I'm just testing. They're like, okay, well, we got to see, is this the right place for this or whatever? And I'm like, man, this thing works like quickly. So yeah, great job on the app, IT department.
Yeah. Props.
Oh man.
No, we're very excited. And in fact, we won't have to wait till 2026. We expect to have this out, before the end of this year. So we look forward to that.
That's going to be awesome.
Now, news out of the notification center itself, looking ahead, we will be diving into an AI-driven ticket review process, hopefully simplifying, kind of as well as simplifying the ticket placement process for like homeowners and single addresses.
Oh, making
that
it
a little bit
easier for them.
Yep.
Okay.
And, we're going to do all this while continuing to provide, best-in-class service metrics, which is always something we're looking to achieve. And, when we talk about leveraging AI to help review tickets, that's kind of a big deal. And that's really because just shy of like 90% of all the tickets that we process are placed online by the excavators themselves,
at
right?
this point, yeah.
And and do the math, that's over 1 million tickets a year. As an organization, we're just not large enough to have each ticket looked at individually before it leaves house, right? And, and we just want to make sure that we're sending the best ticket out to the locators, right?
So they know exactly where to go, what to do, got all the
there are no
information
questions.
they need. Yeah,
like the polygon's right. This is, the contact information's right.
The address is right.
Right. So, we don't, when such a high percentage of tickets are placed outside of the organization, we want those tickets to be of the same quality we would expect our own internal team, to be producing. So they need to be reviewed. But unless we double the size, in terms of who we are, so we're gonna, put in some resources up front, maybe some AI processes at the front end to kind of catch those low hanging fruit, the common issues, and ultimately create a better ticket out of this. And again, our QC team, our quality control, does
they do
an
a great
excellent job,
and they review a lot.
But unless we have 100 of them, it's going to be
to do every ticket. They do a percentage to make sure. That's what they are: quality assurance, quality control. So I appreciate the effort they put in, and they keep as many people on track as they can. And if we can integrate AI to just increase that and enhance that, I think that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for everyone. At least several years from now, when it becomes sentient and we're all, slaves to the master computer machine. But for now, we look forward to it. We actually think it will really enhance what we're doing here. Of course, we will certainly continue to enhance our education and awareness programs. Obviously, something we're both very familiar with here. And speaking of education, our liaisons, which we featured on a previous episode here, they've had a huge impact out there this season. We anticipated that they'd be popular, but, the response by our stakeholders has really, been amazing. I mean, since the team started this spring, these 6 individuals, they've been out on hundreds of job sites, given over 100 training presentations. They visited 200 plus offices of some of our members, and on a daily basis. They're fielding calls and emails, establishing a network of connections that really are just aimed at, resolving damage prevention related issues. So as we reach the home stretch of 2025, they're going to be looking to establish some damage prevention councils or associations in each of the 6 regions, which are intended to really to bring excavators, the utility community, locators, and any interested stakeholder together. So please look out, for information from them and get involved in these groups when you hear about it. We'd certainly appreciate that. And then finally, the Great Lakes Damage Prevention Conference and Expo.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's coming up here February 3rd and 4th. Now, you've heard us talk about it on this program. And we're still encourage all of you to come out to the Lansing Center, be part of it. We'll be announcing our keynote speaker really soon here.
Yes.
And on top of having an exhibit hall, featuring products, equipment, software solutions, where we have educational session tracks aimed at professional excavators, utility personnel, locators, and emergency responders. So we've mentioned this before, but it's never a bad time to remind folks that the cost to attend is
free.
So please visit Great Lakes 811expo.com.
Yes.
If you'd like to present or maybe sponsor, exhibit, or simply attend.
Just come get some information, come network with the right people in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you ready to eat something?
Of course.
So we got a new segment we're bringing in to digging in. We're going to get to dig into some good food from local establishments around the Lansing area. So let's try this first place out and see what they got.
Can't wait.
We'll be right back. Let's get this food out.
All right.
Yep.
When you're digging a hole, either large or small, it's the law that you make yourself a 3-digit call. Digging a trench or garden in the sun? You gotta call Miss Dig, 811. Miss Dig will set you up to have the pros look around to mark the cables and the pipes that are hidden underground. It's free, it's safe, it keeps your project fun, and it's the law. Call Miss Dig 811. Cause if your power stops and your cable's gone, or a gas line pops and your water won't run, everyone will tell you what you should have done. You should have called Miss Dig 811.
Sponsored by Miss Dig 811 and the MAB.
All right, so we have a new segment here on Digging In, one Jeff and I are pretty excited about. So excited about, we even had to bring in some additional eyes and taste buds. Yes, so joining us in the studio is
we brought in a talent.
Our Director of Finance, James Henderson, has kindly joined us to take in this new segment of ours. And really what we're doing here is and by we say Miss Dig, like to consider ourselves neighbors, really, to all Michiganders. Miss Dig, of course, is a distinctively Michigan-based organization and protecting the state since 1970. Well, we thought it'd be fun to highlight some of our neighbors here in Lansing by featuring some local eateries here. The name of the show is Digging In, after all, so why not dig into some of the local fare? So if you live or work in Lansing, or you're just in town for a quick visit, we may be able to provide a little advice, for lunch or dinner from a spot that you may not have heard of. So for our first Digging In segment on Digging In, we have the Sidecar Slider Bar has provided us some very nice looking samples here to try. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sidecar Slide Bar is located at 500 East Michigan Avenue here in Lansing. It's right across the street from Jackson Field, home of the Lugnuts.
Yep. Yeah.
And they can be found if you want to visit their website. It's pretty easy to remember. It's sidecarsliderbar.com. And a little bit about them. They started in a single location in Birmingham, and they now have 8 locations across the state, most of them in the Metro Detroit area. We're very thankful that they've expanded out to Lansing here. And they are known for their crave-worthy sliders made with USDA-certified beef, their hand-breaded chicken, and use the freshest ingredients. Now, from local favorites to chef-driven creations, it says every bite is crafted with care and packed with flavor, which, from what we're seeing here, I have no reason to doubt. And it's not just sliders; that is the name. They certainly have a larger menu, including wings, as you can see here, and a number of delicious-looking sides, salads, soups, chicken dishes, and even a full bar where they specialize in some Michigan-based craft beers. Handcrafted cocktails, and a standout bourbon collection for those of you bourbon aficionados out there. So again, here in downtown Lansing, right across from Jackson Field, we do have the Sidecar Slider Bar here in studio for our little taste test. So I don't know. Let's dig in here, see what we got. I can say personally, I have in front of me. One of the sliders. This one is
Which one you get?
what they call the 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Okay.
So this one comes with caramelized onions, dill pickle, mustard, ketchup. Looks great. What do you have over there?
I believe I have a 2 a.m. as well.
2 a.m.
Okay.
And looks like a pulled pork over there, which again looks terrific.
So James, we're gonna ask you to bring your mic closer because we need to hear.
Sorry about that.
This review.
Pulled pork.
Well, you
And a
need,
wing.
you need room for the eating.
We do. We
So-
do. I'm digging in. I'm
Yeah.
going.
All right. Let's
Is this
try it. over
ASMR?
here.
Are we doing that in this?
Yeah. So all the people listening in their cars can enjoy the sound of other humans chewing, which is always very relaxing.
Okay. That's a real burger.
All right. Wings are.
That's a
excellent.
real burger. You went for the wing first? No, we got sauces. We got buffalo, Korean, garlic parm, mango, and barbecue.
I do have the buffalo here.
You got the buffalo sauce? I might try the barbecue sauce.
All right. So I'm one of these. I don't know. What are your thoughts? You a pickle guy?
Yeah, on the burger,
Yeah.
not by itself.
No.
Yeah.
Pickle guy and burger. How about you, James? Pickles? No pickles.
Pickles.
Good.
Yeah, on the
All
burger.
right. We're unanimous.
Pickles, onions.
This secret sauce is all right.
It's not like that one famous 2-word, not to be named fast food. Very similar. Then
It's similar, but it's got its own flavor.
Oh, well, I like that. And that is
It's not as heavy as theirs.
And that one with the special sauce, that's called the drive-through
Yep. I
slider.
got a
So,
drive-through slider.
in case you're it's like that place with those golden arches. They have a very signature
Special
burger that has
sauce.
special sauce. It's very
McDowell's?
similar to that. Yes.
So, I want to know what you think, James, about this burger. You off the wing.
I thought the wing is really good. The burger, I like the thinness of it. I think that's critical.
Not too much.
I give this burger a 4.1 out of 5.
Oh, that's good.
Decent.
That's real good. Oh, this wing is good. Okay. I
Well,
didn't know.
I'm going to dive into a wing myself, and this is where it's made because typically I personally am a boneless wing guy. I very rarely eat a traditional chicken wing, so we're going to try a little with the buffalo sauce myself here, see what we got.
Yeah, the barbecue is doing it too. Barbecue sauce. Yeah, this is good. Like the actual wing is flavored, like seasoned right.
Mhm.
It's seasoned very well. And the chili cheese fries. I didn't know the chili cheese fries be this good. It's very good. You should go to Sidecar Slider Bar. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, I approve that message right there. Yeah, wings are great. A little crispy on the outside, but still meaty. They're not those little chintzy.
Yeah, they
wings
got
you get.
something going for them.
These
The
chili
grade A
cheese
wings.
fries, excellent. Again, that's something that you can find at a lot of places. This is a little elevated though. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. Now, this place is like right across from the Lansing Center where our conference will be. Great Lakes Damage Prevention Conference and Expo.
That's right. So
It's
when
right
we,
there.
When we do see you in February for our expo, and you're looking for something little bite to eat afterwards, yeah, check this.
Right
Check
across.
out the Sidecar Slider Bar. Certainly worth the visit.
Yes, it is. These wings are worth it.
Pulled pork is good.
It
Maintains
is?
its texture, whereas a lot of pulled pork will start to almost disintegrate as it sits. So this one is
Okay.
good.
Well, see, Scott, who's the owner of the Sidecar Slider Bar here in Lansing, great job. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, well done.
We're going to have to come back here and bring him in or bring somebody from there in on the show.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you have to do to get some more of this in the office for
Yeah.
for lunch, then I'm all about it. Yeah, no, well done,
We'll have
friends
to
over
try,
there at Sidecar.
try other places too.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I'll make sure I'm here.
Yeah.
we'll now kind of consult James on his schedule for future
Yeah, for future episodes.
tastings. All right. Well, that
was tasty.
Wonderful.
Thank you, James.
Yeah. Thanks, James Henderson.
Yeah, we needed a professional
for joining us here, giving his expert opinion. And I hope you enjoyed that out there. I'm sure not as much as Jeff and I did, but
it was good.
We're going to move on to the main topic of this Halloween episode, and that is this spooky and scary thing we're all out here trying to avoid in the first place, and that, of course, is damages. Utility damages. So, hot off the presses, I have some stats here on statewide damages through the first 3 quarters of 2025. Now, some of this information's pretty straightforward, but it's always worth the time to kind of analyze, what's happening out there. Yeah. Really, and it's this type of information that allows us to build a plan to combat it, right? So
because we know who to target, where to send our dollars in order to change that behavior in that area.
And not just us, all the stakeholders. Without this information, it's hard to really know where to point, the gun, so to speak, right? So now, a lot of you out there know that the Michigan Public Service Commission, enforces the MISDIG law, and they are also the ones that collect this damage data from facility owners, and they do that on a quarterly basis. So far this year, they've received 2,936 reports of damage. Now, saying that, it's important to understand that is not the true total number of damages throughout the state.
It's what was reported to them, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
And that's not every buried facility owner is providing that information. They should be, but reality is that they're not.
Yeah, we got to work to that point.
In fact, 91% of all these records were reported by the natural gas industry as a whole, right? So
they report.
They report. They're under a whole different level of regulation.
Okay.
And others sprinkle some in here and there. But, what this really says is, there potentially are countless damages to, telecom, cable, municipal systems, electric facilities, and the like that aren't accounted for here. So take that for what it is. But I think we have a large enough sample size to kind of see some of the trends that are going on. But, this should give us a pretty good feel. So let's do this, Jeff. We're going to do a little game here. I'm going to give you a category of some of this. Let you take a guess on maybe who's on top or what's going on. So let's just start. We've already identified who the reporting parties are. And
gas, natural gas. All right.
So we'll start with this complete softball question in terms of location. Where do you think, in terms of counties?
Oh, man, it got to be Wayne or Oakland near Detroit. It has to be, because they got the most work.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, they if you go on our public dashboard, you can see this. It's like there are places that have 10, in that area, 10 jobs or 10 tickets going on, and you see Detroit and it's 50.6 thousand. It has a K when it comes to those areas. So that's a lot more work going on. So I would think that the most damages have to come from that area.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Then the leading county is Wayne, of course. And then really you take Metro Detroit as a whole, Wayne, Oakland, Macomb. We're talking about a third
of the state
of the damages. Yeah. But again, that's where all the people
work
are, right? It doesn't necessarily that there's something inherently going on wrong.
Well, it's a lot of work.
Percentage-wise, that's just where the most activity is. And then what should surprise absolutely no one is then the second leading metro area when it comes to damages.
I would say second west side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ottawa, Kent. So greater Grand Rapids.
Yep.
So those two metro regions lead the way in terms of the number of damages reported. That doesn't mean that they're doing something
wrong or
inherently wrong or worse than anyone else. That is simply where just
a lot of work
of the stuff is happening, right? And then from there, it's kind of distributed evenly, across the state with
little pockets.
Yeah, pockets, where you would have a population center, right?
Okay.
You're going to see, for example, we see here, Saginaw County, Ingham County, Kalamazoo County have higher numbers than, for example, Mount Morrissey, County,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Just because again, the population center. So there's really, that's kind of value. The value there can be questioned in terms of it's interesting to know. This is also one that's pretty easy to probably guess. The leading type of, I guess, caller, or how we classify, what type of excavator type, I guess, that causes the most damage. And
the type of caller, contractor?
Yeah. I mean, it's the professional excavator.
Yeah.
Right. Of course. Naturally.
Well, I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
And so about 76% of
our contractors
are professional.
Mm-hmm.
We get into what they call occupant. That's the homeowner. That's the do-it-yourselfer working, doing their own project. We're at 11.7% of the reported damages are happening. And that's
kind of high.
It's a little bit high. It's a little bit out of whack with what we have in call volume. So we see about 10% of our call volume is by the do-it-yourselfer, the homeowner. So, we see occupant homeowner being about just shy of 12% of the damages. That's not completely out of whack, but certainly like to see the damage percentage be lower than the caller percentage, right? So that's really where we can make some significant, leeway. And what we try to do in the education and awareness is to get to that do-it-yourselfer.
Yes. Yeah. And educate them on, why they should call, but also the soft excavation practices that they should use and techniques that they can use to make sure that when they are digging around those utilities, they are being safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I got another one for you. Now, question is work type. So what this means is the type of work being performed, in terms of, is this road work or landscaping or, municipal water work? What do you think the leading work type is that ultimately?
This is from this year?
So far this year.
I'm going to have to say the fiber going in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say that because it's been so much.
That, interestingly enough, comes in a close second.
Really?
So 14.1% of reported damages are attributed to telecommunications work.
Okay. Right? And that's second.
And mind you, that is far and away the leading ticket type we're creating.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
More for cable installs and fiber installs.
We taking more tickets for that, but it's not first place in damages.
Right.
So that's all right.
The single leading work type that causes damages is water.
Really?
Whether that be, new installation of mains or repairs or, some sort of service.
Wow.
You then pair that up with work type attributed to sewer, and we have 25%
our water and sewer,
our municipal projects.
Wow.
Now this has been a long trend, right? It's as long as dirt and damage reporting has been a thing, we've always seen municipal work at the top of the lists.
Okay.
So I think
what do you think that is? Where do you think that comes from? Especially if it's been going on.
That's a great question. I think it could certainly have something to do with the scope of the work, right? If we're perhaps open trenching, 42-inch, main along with that. I mean, that's a big excavation.
Yeah. So that's a lot of area with a lot of utilities involved. So yeah, I can see that.
But beyond that, there's not really any reason that should be the case, right? If we are having the other facilities nearby located and, we are taking the time to pothole, expose, verify.
Yeah, and a lot of them, they had the vac trucks out there. So that should help.
Yeah. And we understand that a lot of communities, they'll do their own service work and, repair work. If they're coming in and it's a giant season-long or multi-year, main install, they're bringing in, outside contractors and stuff. So it may just be an oversight type of thing.
Well, I was thinking because when I think of, sewer and water and all that, a lot of that is under the road.
Mm-hmm.
So could that some of these damages be because you got to lift the asphalt or the concrete, and there, maybe some utilities that are attached to the bottom of that concrete or the asphalt, when they poured it. So, maybe a percentage of those damages are just unavoidable.
Well, neither of us know the answer. So, hey, audience,
let us know.
If you work in that space, if you work for water or sewer department or DPW, or maybe work for a for-profit contractor that specializes in that type of work, what's your take on it? Why do these projects cause more damage than others? Right?
Yeah. A quarter. We're talking 25%. Yeah.
So, put a comment on this video or this podcast, or, hit us up on any one of our channels. We'd love to know what ultimately is behind that.
Yeah. Or what y'all think? What is the complication or the difficulty or what are the issues you all have to navigate that sometimes lead to these damages? We would like to know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another one that's pretty easy. I might not even have you guess because I don't want to insult your intelligence. Is
I don't know. I look at myself as the lay. I'm asking questions that our audience wants to know. Things they want to ask. So if you do have a question that you want our expert to answer, send it to us, and I'll ask it for you.
Sure. So this one's pretty easy. It's measuring the equipment. What is being used that ultimately strikes that line.
Oh, yeah. Backhoe, excavator, bucket,
easy. 47%, in fact, is attributed to backhoe, track hoe.
Okay, that's half.
That's half, and then the next closest one is hand tools.
A shovel, yeah.
That's about 24%.
Okay,
so I mean, you get up there, we're talking about
that's 75%,
almost 70% is just that. So it's one thing that we are really going to have to do a better job of getting the word out. Is we talk a lot about hand exposing or soft excavation, right? No, I just have to have a shovel and all that. Well, as the numbers dictate here, those can still cause damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's about how you use it, and I think that's more of what we got to focus our education on is how do you maneuver in the caution zone?
Yep.
How do you do excavation in the caution zone safely? We have what we teach. You start around the flags. You make sure you start outside that 18 inches from the flags or paint and work your way towards the flags and paint, and go softly, slowly, and make sure that you are being aware until you see that utility that's marked right there. And then once you have eyes on it, you know where it is, you can avoid damaging it, hopefully.
Well, you would think, right?
Yeah.
But we have one more category to go here, and that is the ultimate root cause.
Oh, okay. So what ultimately caused?
Yep. So what do you think the leading cause? Ultimately, we know, it's a professional excavator in Wayne County using a backhoe. We know the who and the where, but the why.
Why did it happen? Number one root cause. Are we going to go with they didn't call 811?
Well,
is that number one?
It's
up there. Yeah. It's number one?
Yeah. And now there's going to be some caveats to that. But yes, in terms of a single category that is leading the way, 27% of every utility damage in the state of Michigan happens simply because the excavator didn't contact us first. Now, what's 27% of just under 3,000? I can't do math that quick.
No, I can't.
But anyway, it's
900.
Sure.
Something like that.
So let's just say as we sit here today, from this reported data, we could have eliminated 900 utility damage incidents. So each one, comes with a cost or delay or possible, injury or worse. We could erase 900 of those right now if we could just have everyone use the system.
Yeah.
Right? The easiest thing, the no cost.
Yeah. Well, you can place a ticket on our app, right?
No,
not yet.
In
You can check a
the
ticket.
initial rollout, we won't have ticket placing capabilities. Positive response and
You can
everything
check
else
it,
beyond,
see everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that may help though. I mean, but if you're not placing the ticket, I guess we got to get that word out more than anything.
Yeah.
Place the ticket.
That's it.
Man,
right?
call 3 numbers, 811. Call 811. If you can't do anything else, call 811.
If you are going to dig a hole and you think that your hole is insignificant enough where you don't have to contact us, you're wrong.
Yeah, totally wrong. Only time you don't need to contact us is if you're taking something out of the hole and putting something else in that same hole without expanding that hole.
That's right. And I mean, for example, 694 times this year, utilities have been damaged by hand tools, right? So just that little project in the front yard. Well, I don't have to worry about misdig. I'm just doing this. Well,
yeah, I had a neighbor. Yeah. I'm just trying to do, I don't know what they were trying to plant or put it. And it's like, listen, there's a misdig truck sitting right out here. He gonna, and I talked to him there. All right, misdig will be here 2 days. Okay. All right. And it's like, we won't be here to Mark, but I understand what you're saying. So
no, you're right. It happens, far, far too often. And now that's the single leading cause, but we group some of these together. And really what you see here are what we call excavation issue. That's what it's classified. So excavation issues could be things for, one is just a general category. Then we have instances where digging took place prior to the ticket being located or after the date, or perhaps we did not pothole to verify. All these things are different individual classifications. Well, if you add all of those up, that is 45%.
Okay. With the excavation issues.
Yes. So what this says is, we know 27%
you didn't call.
There's no ticket.
Yeah.
Now, but for 45% of it, there's a ticket in place, but there have been choices or actions taken by the excavator. And by excavator, I'm not always going to be talking about someone on a piece of equipment. Again, that could be your do-it-yourselfer. Mm-hmm. Whoever's doing the digging has either, done something or made a decision that ultimately resulted
to a damage
in there. And in fact, for the professional excavator, their no-call percentage is less than 20. It's more like 17. So, they're calling more often than not. But for the professional excavator, it's over 50% is directly attributed to actions taken on the job site. So they're making the tickets, but then things happen out there ultimately that is resulting in job sites. Now, in fairness, if you're an excavator wondering why all the hate, these are just the stats. They don't belong to us. And locating issues are listed on the list. They, individually, they do not come up to, some of what we see.
The numbers.
So,
and that's just what was reported too.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot more going on out there, but those are the numbers. We are just, talking about the facts and trying to figure out a plan of action to actually address and mitigate these moving forward. That's the whole point.
Well, that's exactly right. That's the data, right? Yeah. That is what it is. But what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
And, hey, from the misdig side of things, we partner with members, each year to try to, inform like the DIYers out there and property owners of the importance of contacting us. And we do that through various ad campaigns and initiatives and, getting out there and, kissing hands and shaking babies at festivals. And, so we're out there, we do what we can. And
now we have liaisons, which we didn't have before.
That's
so
exactly
these numbers are without liaisons. So now we can see what the difference is now that we have them.
Yeah, no, and you're exactly right. I mean, the figures are what there are, especially with the homeowners. There's work to be done, but when it comes to the pros, our excavators out there, really, what can we do about it? first of all, we offer a number of different training opportunities. I mean, we operate a learning management system called Skill Builder that has courses that address all aspects of the MISTIG process, from how to make a ticket to the enforcement of the law, talking about the caution zone, everything. Access to Skill Builder is free. And, it can be found on our website. Like you mentioned, Jeff, we have liaisons out there. We have 6 regional liaisons that have dedicated regions. They're there to work with the excavators and the locators and, the utility owners to just work through, any sort of issues that they're having, provide training in person, visit offices. And really, this is just to be a resource to help with, your damage prevention needs. So, if you need some support in meeting your damage prevention objectives, reach out to your area liaison. And their contacts can all be found on our website under the education tab. And, Jeff, an interesting thing, talking about the training, right? Working with the Construction Safety Research Council out of Lawrence Tech here, which is really just a group of like-minded industry folks, kind of dedicated toward, enhancing job site safety. We conducted a study a couple years ago that showed that over 50% of excavators that responded didn't even know we offered training.
Wow. 50%?
So
half of
all the excavators in the state of Michigan didn't know that they could come to MISTIG
for training.
Wow. And so if you're one of them, we're telling you right now.
Yeah.
Come to us. We offer training online. We will come to you at no charge.
Yeah, safe excavation training, PA 174 training. We'll teach you about how to use the app, how to place a ticket, how do you use the positive response, I'm drawing a blank here, but but those are the things,
everything.
Those are the things that we can train you on, and get an education. It'll help you. It may save a life, and definitely will save you some money.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then beyond that, we also saw that an insanely high number of respondents from excavation companies really said that their company does minimal to no MISTIG training internally prior, and then few do kind of post-incident training. So if we've had a damage, as a result of that damage, are we, talking to the crew and providing some sort of 811? And those numbers in the majority of times also are no. So, hey, if you work for an excavation company, especially if you're in a decision-making, have some decision-making authority, read up and understand the MISTIG law, right? Or you can schedule some MISTIG training for your crews. Please do not be afraid to reach out to us if you have questions or need help. That's what we are here for. You can see from these statistics, that many damages, or most damages actually, happen after the ticket has been placed. And there are certain actions or decisions made by, the equipment operator or the foreman that ultimately result in things being hit. So, listen, I don't have to tell you folks that, striking a bare utility can be costly and dangerous, right? What we need to kind of focus is, we would really ask that the safety of crew members working on a project take priority over the time and the deadline.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's the safety of it all that'll help the most. You want your workers to be safe. You want them to feel comfortable working and having this education, having this knowledge. What do they say? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So they may be happy working now, because they have no idea that this can happen. But all it takes is one incident, one accident, and now everybody's life has changed forever.
Sure. Yeah.
And you can't go back.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity to get this education now, take us up on it. How much does it cost?
Absolutely nothing.
There you go. It's free. So why not? Why not take a little time? I mean, even if you wait till the off season, at this point, when you get a little downtime or a rainy day when you're not going out there, reach out to us, reach out to a liaison, take some of that time, get some training, be better prepared when you're out there in the field.
Absolutely. And again, if there's not just one problem to be solved here. So, right, not everything is the excavator's fault. Right?
No.
We're not trying to say that. So, when you think in the utility and locating side of things, I think we can reduce damages by ensuring, that the tickets that we are sending out are handled promptly and accurately. And now it's easy for me to say, but, making sure that locators, whether it be in-house locators or third-party locators, have the training, the maps, the resources that they actually need to be successful, and the human capital in terms of
Well, that's
resources.
what I was going to say. I think a big part of it is also getting the word out that that's a career. That's a job. You can actually get paid to go locate and like you said, making sure they have the proper education. And the human capital is big because if you're just one person, you can only do one thing at a time. Like you can't go do 300 locates at once.
Right.
If you're one person.
Yeah.
But if you got 300 people, you can then go do 300 at once because you got 300 people, to do one. And those numbers will help the industry immensely because if we can get on time, accurate locates for everyone all the time or 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I think that'll change a lot.
Sure. And again, it's not just as easy as any utility provider just all of a sudden materializing an army of locators. We understand. In fact, a lot of times, we'll hear from members that they're struggling. Like it's me or there are two of us or we can't handle this volume, right? And the thing is the volume is going to continue to rise. It's not we're not going back down, with what we kind of have on the horizon. So really, if you're a facility owner or, locator, it really just need to examine and take a look at how you can best address not just the current, but future workload that's going to be coming your way through us. So
that's excellent. Well, we got to take a break.
Yep.
We'll be back.
All right.
Very shortly.
Hi, I'm Eric Urbain from Miss Dig, the call before you dig place. We've been around for over 50 years to help people in Michigan avoid buried lines during digging projects. But still, every day, underground lines are damaged because folks refuse to call us before digging. That led us to ask, why didn't you call Miss Dig?
Time is money. I don't have time to wait for Miss Dig.
What is Miss Dig?
I thought it cost too much.
Miss Dig is just for big contractors.
Yeah, the process is just too difficult. I call them and, it's all automated. I don't get it.
Now, each of those responses is common, but each is wrong. Miss Dig is free, it's easy, and it's for everyone, regardless of what you're doing. After all, a buried electric line doesn't care about any excuses, and hitting it can come with major consequences. So do the right thing, be smart, be safe, and call us at 811 before any digging project. Or even better, check us out at missdig811.org.
Well, Jeff, I guess we've kind of reached the end of this Halloween edition of Digging In. I want to thank Sidecar Slider Bar, for having us sample some of their yummy offerings.
Oh, man, the chili cheese fries, the wings, the slider, the drive-through slider. You had the 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then James had the pulled pork. He said it was good. So,
your next, for any of you out there, your next trip to Lansing, thumbs up from us.
Yes,
if you want to
double
stop
thumbs up. Go stop there. Sidecar Slider Bar.
Yes, sir. So I want to thank them. Certainly want to thank my man here, Jeff. Of course, appreciate you, and most importantly, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Leave us a comment on this video if you're catching this on YouTube, and share it with your colleagues if you like what you hear. If you have a topic you would like to hear more about, or
questions,
topics, or maybe you want to share your experience, right, on a future episode, again, leave us a comment or email us at education@missdig811.org. Don't forget to like and follow us on the socials.
Yes, please tell your friends. Like, we have new content coming, so tell your friends to like us and be on the lookout. We got some new social media content coming. Real creative stuff.
Yeah,
things that should be engaging and intriguing for everyone. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited about this podcast. Like,
me too.
Those sliders were good.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, next episode, we'll see what we're getting, where we're at, and if you want to be on the show, like, just because you're in the industry and you're like, well, I want to eat something too. Like, yeah, come on, come share your story. Tell us about what you do, your role in the industry, and you'll get a plate too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so follow us on all that because, like Jeff said, we got some new fun stuff coming here before too long. And, of course, can't promote this enough. Please visit our website, missdig811.org, for all things 811 in Michigan related here. So we will be back next month with, obviously some more exciting news and hopefully some yummy fare to sample.
Yes.
But until then, for Jeff Johnson, this is Eric Urbain signing off, reminding you that safety is in your hands. Contact Miss Dig 811 before every dig, every time.